Hello there, Fisayo here. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I talk about faith, lifestyle. I also review books and magazines. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are enjoying what you're doing. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe before you leave if you like what you've seen. If you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for your continued support. I am very, 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 very grateful. So today I'm going to be reviewing another book. Let's get started. So the book I'm going to be reviewing is What Your Daughter Isn't Telling You. I'm going to put a link in the description box for the one I did some time ago about what your son isn't telling you. So this time I decided to do another one on what your daughter isn't telling you, and it's by Susie Schellenberger and also by Kathy, I think this must be Kathy Gawa, and it has 190 pages. Honestly, moms, if you have teenagers and if you have a friend who has a teenager, please buy this book for them. I believe it should be very cheap. It should be on most of the online marketplaces, and it's also from a Christian perspective, so but anyone can use it, anyone can find it very, very useful. Even if you're not a Christian, you can always borrow one or two ideas just to navigate the teenage years. Obviously, we know it's not forever. It's not a time where it goes on and on and on. There'll always be a breather after a while, okay? Everything is going to be back to normal. Everything will be fine and well again. So like I said, it has 190 pages. It's not a very thick book. If you're somebody that reads really quickly, honestly, you are going to go through it really, really quickly, because once you start reading, believe me, you are not going to want to stop it or drop it. So moms, let's get real. Our girls need us, okay? I know the boys also need us, but most importantly, girls need us more. Not because the boys don't need us more, but I think with the girls, you just have a lot of things going on. You know, the puberty. Some of them are early starters or early bloomers, they call them, or late starters, that sort of thing. But most importantly, we just need to be there for our girls. We need to be the shoulder they cry on, the person they talk to, gist partner. But at the same time, you're still the mom, all right? You're still the parent. You're still there for them. So there is time for you to be the parent when you need to put your feet down, and there's also time where you have to be a friend, you know, chat together, talk together, hold hands together, that sort of thing, take pictures together, go out together for tea, coffee, snacks, whatever it is. Just enjoy, you know, enjoy the time. So you know, there are so many things that are embedded in this book, but I am going to just try and summarize them just so you get a flavor of what the book is all about. And some of the things they might be going through, which they might most likely want to hide from you, are things like pornography, sex, dating, family issues like divorce, drugs, you know, death in the family, you know, people having bereavement, you know, grief, that sort of thing. They're also having issues like cutting disorder, eating disorder, drinking, and self-destructive behaviors. There are so many things that goes on in the mind of a girl. And sometimes when they get to these teenage years, the annoying thing, which is not really annoying, is that they just want to be on their own. They want to, you know, they want to carry the burden on their own, by themselves, on their own shoulders, without thinking about, you know, the repercussions. So that's why I said at the beginning, you just have to be the shoulder to cry on, so that when all of these things are coming to play, they would find you, the mom, you know, easily come to meet you, easily, you know, discuss some of this thing. If you leave the communication channel open, they will find it very easy to come and talk to you. We also have other issues that they might they grapple with, things like maybe they're a stepdaughter, maybe they've lost their mom, or they're being adopted, you know, into your family, and you know, things that used to be normal for them, all of a sudden, because of a loss of a family, or because their mom gave them up for adoption, they just found out that, you know, everything, the world is crashing on them. So those are other things they wouldn't want to talk about. But if you're a shoulder to cry on, if you're there for them, they will gradually, I mean, at the first times they might not want to talk, but after a while they will gradually want to talk about some of these things. So I'm just going to give you bullet points of what you can do to make life a lot easier, and kind of a summary. But to be honest, if you have a teenage girl, or if you know somebody who's struggling to just breathe in their own house, honestly, get them this book. I'm sure it should be on Amazon or any of the online marketplaces. So the first thing is, we should think before we speak. Sometimes we want to just think for them. So before they even finish what they have to say, we've kind of concluded in our minds, we've given them the answer. Let's not do that when they get to teenage years. Let's just cut back a bit. Let's give them their own space. Let us be, you know, somebody said we have one mouth, two ears. It means we should listen more and speak less. So we should listen to them actively, not listening and washing up, not listening and doing other things. Listening like eye to eye contact, which can sometimes be very tricky, especially when you have so many things to do. So but 5 or 2 or 3 minutes of you listening to them, they will appreciate it more, because then they know that you are there to talk to them. But if you don't listen to them, they'll be like, oh well, she doesn't care about me, you know. But I know they do it to us sometimes, but let's just let's just, you know, let's just lead by example. Let's just show them the way, because sometimes they do need to know the way. Okay, don't assume. Like I said, try to understand their feelings. Okay, it could be maybe the wrong time of the month, maybe on their periods, or all of those things. Let's understand that time, that, you know, some of them might get a bit more grumpier than normal. So let's understand that period of time in their lives and just give them that space. If they don't want to talk, as long as it's not harmful, honestly, leave them alone. With time, they will get over it in a matter of days, and they will be willing to talk again. Also, avoid power struggles. There's no point struggling with your child. Honestly, it's not worth it. And I'm also talking from a youth and young adult, you know, mentor, a teacher. I mean, by God's grace, I've been mentoring some of these youths for more than 10 years. So I'm talking to you about, you know, from that perspective as well. There's no point to struggle with them. If there is there's a conversation that might potentially lead to an argument, the best time is not when you are almost out of the door, or maybe you're trying to catch up an appointment, or maybe you're trying to get dinner ready. That is not the best time to talk about it. Tell your child, can I finish this first, and we can talk about it maybe tomorrow or next tomorrow. Or if it's very urgent, I leave everything I'm doing, attend to them, go on that phone call, or speak to the child. And agree to talk to them at a specific time, not when you're tired, not when you are hungry. Sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. Okay, because sometimes we have this very important thing to talk about, but how are we passing the message across? So let's remember, it's not what we say, it's not the amount of words. Sometimes they don't need you to lecture them, they just want you to give them your own what you think, not just lecturing them. This is how it has to be done. In 1809 I did it this way, and 1990 it has to be done that way. No, they don't want the lecture. Cut the lecture. They just want to have your opinion sometimes on some of these things. Also, bless, don't criticize. You know, be positive. Say I love you a lot. You know, sometimes you just my children know that sometimes even when I don't say I love you, or they don't want me to say I love you loudly, just not to embarrass them, I wink at them, you know, I smile at them. I do the heart, the love heart, just to say, to act it out, even if I'm not able to verbally say it. Maybe my daughter is in the race and I'm just, cheering her on instead of screaming, I love you, just do a little love heart there, and then just wink at her, let her know that I really love her. And that is part of, they know it in the house, that sometimes even during the day I do winks a lot at them, just to tell them I love them. That's the way I do it. I'm sure you know how to do it in what you do in your family. Some people is holding hands, some people is blowing kisses, some people is just, anything you do in your family that works for you. I'm just sharing one of my little secrets in my family. So bless them a lot. Let them know that they are loved by God. Let them know that you love them passionately. You and your husband, you and your spouse, you love them very much. And enjoy these years, because honestly it passes quickly. So by the time they've gone past the 18 and the 19 and 20, things start settling again. And believe me, this girl is going to turn around and you wonder, is that the same girl that gave me a tough time? And things are going to be back to normal, things are going to settle, and you have your lovely girl again. So yeah, it's a lovely book. Honestly, I can't really exhaust it the way I've said it. It's just amazing. I'm just going to read a few bits of what also I would like to talk about. Try not to, there's some catchphrases that we say as parents that actually has a way of denting the image of our children. Oh, you always do that, you never do that. It's not a good way of talking. I'm also learning myself, because sometimes when you're trying to correct them, you always do that, you never do the right thing. It has a negative impact on them. Or you tell them you're too young to understand, you don't need to know about that, I don't care what your friends are doing. If you say that again, I'll put you, take your phone off you, or I'll punish you, that sort of thing. Watch your mouth, young lady. Where did you get that? Where did you hear that? These are reactions that your daughter would hear from you, and then slam the door, and then not wanting to, have a conversation with you. But instead of that, try a different approach that encourages conversation. That sounds important to you. What do you think about that? Do you want to talk about it? Oh, that's a good question. What did you think when, and how did that make you feel? Did that scare you? What would you do if you were so and so? So this type of conversation actually brings interaction, it brings communication, it leaves the communication line open, because it's not like a yes or no answer. It demands them to say more, and then from what they're saying, sometimes you can catch what their ideas are, what they are thinking about the same thing, that if they were in the same shoes, or as that child, maybe they're telling you, relating a story about something that happened to a friend, and then you're able to tell them that, oh, so what would you do if you were in your friend's shoes, and how would you deal with that situation? So yeah, just things like that. I'm still learning, even though I've been in this business for more than, mentoring for more than 10 years. There's always that child that you've done everything, that still looks like nothing is working. Most importantly, you need to pray for that child. You need to mention that child to God and pray with that child. Okay, so apart from them hearing you mentioning their names in prayer, hold that child's hand, pray together. And if the child doesn't want you to hold the hand, that's fine, pray with the child. Sometimes let the child lead and you say amen to those prayers. Those little things bring a lot of interaction. And yeah, honestly, you just need to get the book. It will be a blessing to you, I promise. And if you have any questions or anything you want us to talk about, I'll leave my email in the description box. You can always chat me up. So I've received an email sometimes ago about something. So feel free to send me an email. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. If you have any prayer requests or prayer points, we can pray about it as well. Yes, that is me done. It's a lot, really. I should have asked you to get your cup of tea ready or cup of water, because it was going to be a long one. Anyway, that's me done. Thank you for listening so far. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video with your youth group or youth church or whoever you think would be a blessing too. Whatever you do, make sure you keep going, keep moving, and don't stop till I see you next time. Bye.